Hi Jelly Fighters, this is your Daily Brogue for the 7th of August 2021. One last time on this topic, and if I don't make it, I will give up, or more likely, just put together a slide deck and try to do a there we go. Put together a slide deck and try to do a real thing. Oh, this has a key in it. A real presentation, but I don't really want to get into the whole thing with I don't want to really get into it with these guys because in the end, both those red pill guys and those black pill guys have a simple story that makes the people who are their customers feel good, and that is not going to work because I'm not going to make you feel good, right? Because all of the things that you don't want to hear are probably true. Now, all the bullshit that you do want to hear that your friends tell you, that your mother tells you, and all that stuff, that's probably false. But we're not looking at something easy as far as dating is concerned when you're young, and we talked about that. That's because as a 25-year-old dude, basically, you have nothing to give. You still look ugly. You still look like a kid. Girls, they want to date men. They don't want to date little boys. And you look like a little boy. Okay? I mean, that's basically the way it works. So, can't get mad about that. That's just the way it is. It's the way every eye was. Me in particular, right? So, I mean, I was... What? Okay, I had a professor. I think I have to go talk to my wife because she learned to do math. Okay, so we want to get... Oh, well, no, I was talking about, unfortunately, my own experience of being, when I was young, looking that way, right? That is looking not just young, but like a kid. So even when I was like 25, I was getting that from a professor, right? Because I went to school after I was in the Marine Corps. So a girl professor. So that's also one thing. They don't like it. They do not like somebody who looks too young. They want a man who looks like a man. And so even though I was a Marine and I was, huge, I still had a face like a little baby. So, not considered sexy. So you start off at your bottom, and trying to improve is a chore. It's not easy. And most of it's just going to be time, unfortunately. Some of it's going to be time that's is just not even invested time. It's just time that came about because you were growing older, right? And now I'm much older, and I still look like I'm in my 30s or so. People still get confused about that, but that didn't make it any easier back then. Okay. So you want to build up something with a woman, right? And I think this is, in some ways, what these guys are saying. So, I was talking about, I was talking about something in particular that they were doing, and that was this guy had a matrix, and he was saying, this percentage of guys, you got 4 categories based on 2 criteria. Are they good looking, or are they good providers? So can they hold down a job, which makes sense? Are they reliable? That's what really good provider means. And are they good looking, right? And he doesn't have a really good rationale for how they can test these things, other than somebody looks good. He likes to say that it has something to do with your genes, but really they're the same thing. So I was trying to say that there's something called the handicap principle, and I went out and got it. It's by Zahadi, that was the name, and basically and we're saying that had something to do with peacocks and stuff like that. So sexual selection basically opposes natural selection in a way, right? Maybe not completely, but at least in a way, and this is one way. And that is, sexual selection requires you to use resources that are built up through the natural selection, strength and stamina and speed, to prove that you have the strength, the stamina, and the speed. Sounds reasonable. That's a good way to determine that somebody has good genetics, I guess, is to see if they can waste resources. And obviously, one way to waste resources is through dates and gifts, although those are a different kind of resource. But another way to waste resources is to be an idiot. I'll put it that way. So this is one of these great things that I tell my students, and it's actually, I don't tell them that often, but I have in the past. And that is that any of these guys find for me what I need to find to know the way back up. Okay, they see me. Which way are they going? Coming this way-ish? No, they're going away. All right. So, do you know how to tell that puberty has come earlier for boys? There's a way to do it. There's a real interesting way to do that. That way, so it's easy for girls, right? For girls, it's easy to figure out when puberty's coming, when puberty has come, because they start to menstruate, estrus. For dudes, it's not so easy. There isn't any one thing that's really puberty, right? However, there is a good proxy for that, and that is, this is great, darkness. Am I on depth 4? Let's get here, so we'll do our jelly hunting in darkness over here. I guess we should probably show the jelly fighting, show the excitement of the jelly fight right there. Back in here. I'm going to equip the scale mail just for shits and grins. So that's accidental deaths. When boys reach puberty, their accidental death rate rises. Crap. Why do you do this to me? God damn you. So their accidental death rate rises, and that that's for puberty. Well, why would that happen? Why would your accidental death rate rise during puberty? Well, you're trying to impress girls, right? So you're doing stupid crap, right? So it's a little bit like the peacock's tail, right? The peacock's tail costs a lot to keep together, and so you're showing your worth. You're showing your how much you can waste. Again, I forgot the name of the bird in Africa. Again, he builds a giant house, showing how much resources he can put together, how much time he can waste building that nest, rather than just surviving. So this is an attempt by nature to get rid of people who try to deceive, right? Or not people, let's say, but animals that try to mimic genetically, generally. Okay, so these are guys in cages. So that's okay. I got a lot of jackals up here. They're all sleeping. not really built to work against them, right? Because I don't have any. Detect magic, good. Okay, so I was lucky. Oh man, look at all that crappy stuff. Okay, so let's go in here and first drop the crappy stuff. F O D. To call I a bad scroll. And hopefully I can keep from waking those dudes up. I'm going to have to come over here. This is where the secret door is here. Another telepathy. Oh, there's something nice over here. Oh, this is where there's a key. Somewhere over here. It's a cage key. Yeah, not worth it. Okay, vampire bats. Not built to attack vampire bats. The black jelly as the other cage key. Oh well, let's see what this is. I'm not capable of this time. Oh well. Guess I said this was my last one. Okay, so we have that handicap principle. Basically, that's saying that sexual selection is trying to sort of work against natural selection and making things better. So instead, it's trying to get people or keep animals from pretending to be better than they are. And so both good looks and provision are elements of the same thing, really. Both the peacock's tail and the bird's nest, the giant bird's nest, are ways to show how healthy you are. Both of them. So, actually, generosity shows how dominant you are. That is to say, if you're giving things to other people, that shows how good a person you are, right? Or it shows you have stuff to give away, and that you're compassionate and you're useful and stuff like that. So both of those axes, both the rows and the columns of that chart are in some way doing the same thing. What's attractive to women? Good men. Why are men good? Because they're able to amass resources in excess of what they need to survive.